Good evening, everyone. An early morning fire destroys a Union County furniture store and a warehouse for a nearby factory.
Firefighters responded to the blaze around 1:30 this morning at Thomas Wholesale Furniture on Highway 15 North in the North Haven community. The entire building was engulfed when crews got there, and a warehouse for Masterbuilt Refrigeration Solutions, which sits in the back of the furniture company, was also destroyed. Battling this huge blaze was a challenge.
Just your mattresses and your sofas, they're combustible, and then on the other end we had Freon and propane, which is also very combustible, and just we ended up deciding that it was going to be a total loss and no lives were worth risking over material products.
Crews from 11 fire departments helped fight the fire. Masterbuilt was closed through the day but expects to reopen tomorrow.
Are coming for Mississippi's no-call law. This
means you and businesses could be better protected from dishonest telemarketers and scammers. Allie Martin has more.
Staffers at the Nettleton office of Public Service Commissioner Brandon Presley routinely field phone calls from people who are targets of unscrupulous telemarketers.
Have you sent any money to them?
Right now, telemarketers can only be fined, but starting in July, they will face tougher penalties for unwanted calls. A new law says telemarketers can go to jail for stealing from people.
These people are criminals.
It is just one of the changes to Mississippi's no-call law that will take effect July 1st. Businesses can register their phone lines on the do not call list. Charities using telemarketers for cold calling must register with the Public Service Commission, and caller ID spoofing will be against the law, and even those who develop apps that help disguise a phone number are not exempt.
They are aiding and abetting these people to steal from Mississippians. And, they may have a defense, they're going to get a chance to make it.
Mississippi residents have been able to put their cell phone numbers and landline numbers on the state's do not call list for 3 years now, and nearly 200 telemarketing firms are registered with the Public Service Commission. But Public Service Commissioner Brandon Presley says the law needed more teeth to go after those companies that don't play by the rules.
We're going to pursue those people to the ends of the earth, because I have seen we had one victim in Prentiss County alone that sent $354,000.
Presley points out that individuals and businesses must be sure their phone numbers are registered on the no-call list before any action can be taken against telemarketers. In Nettleton, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Now, for information on how to register your phone or on that do not call list, you can go to our website, WCBI.com. Time for a first look at our forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Hey there, Keith.
Hey, Andrea, it's a warm and steamy afternoon alive here in downtown Columbus. Some friendly clouds beginning to pop up across parts of the region, and temperatures are very warm, upper 80s to around 90. The heat index even warmer than that. Now, some of those clouds are actually producing a few raindrops right now. We'll zoom on into Union County, Myrtle, a brief downpour for you, a little shower trying to pop over New Albany, and just to your northeast as well. So can't rule out a few stray evening showers or storms, but most spots won't see it. Look at these lows down to around 70, another mild and muggy night. So just plan on a slight chance for some rain in the near term. A few more storm opportunities coming our way. We'll talk about it in just a few minutes.
If you're headed to the Mississippi Gulf Coast for some summer fun, you may need to change your plans. 4 beaches in Hancock County and 5 in Harrison County are closed due to a harmful blue-green algae bloom, and folks are being told to stay out of the water. County leaders say this is a precautionary measure. The Department of Marine Resources says they've never seen this type of algae in the Gulf, but they believe they know the source.
Most likely from the freshwater intrusion from the Bonnie Carey spillway. These algal blooms usually occur when you have the nutrient-rich freshwater and enter into our sound.
So far, the Department of Marine Resources says none of the algae has been found on the barrier islands.
Now, that algae in the Gulf can make you sick. There's also been reports of area people coming back from a beach vacation with a bacterial infection.
Our Stephanie Poole joins us in the studio with more on what travelers should be aware of when heading to the water. Stephanie?
Yes, getting 600 of miles away from home is no vacation, and those waters could be hiding danger before you hit the road. And it pays to do your research. Beach vacation may seem like paradise, but germs and other bacteria are everywhere and can spoil the trip.
A lot of different people out there, millions every summer and spring, so a lot of different stuff floating around in the water.
Nurse practitioner Chase Larmer says thousands of beachgoers come in contact with necrotizing fasciitis, also known as flesh-eating bacteria, per year. And he warns swimmers to avoid the water if they have an open wound.
Maybe you bump your toe, maybe you stub it. If you see a lesion, if you have a sore, if you have a wound.
Larmer says symptoms can show very quickly.
And you start having redness, bruising, swelling, heat to the area, and you start noticing changes within hours, literally hours. The wound gets worse, or maybe you have a bruise and it starts getting bigger, it starts getting black in the center. Then it needs to be seen by quickly, very quickly.
Larmer says getting immediate medical attention can possibly prevent the bacteria from spreading any further.
It can be very serious, even fatal, within 24 hours.
Finding that medical care can be a challenge when you're not familiar with the area. Travel agent Kelly McKellar says researching your vacation area can help.
I think it's really important to know what's going on in the area before you leave home. So I advise my clients to check out, on social media as well in the news, what's going on in that particular area so that you know the warnings that have been posted.
Experts say be mindful when going on vacation. Knowing where the hospital is can be just as important as finding the best restaurants.
All very good advice. Well, after over 3 decades of service, an area agriculture expert is moving on.
But he's not being put out to pasture. We look at his career and plans when we come back.
Welcome back. A legend in Mississippi agriculture is retiring. Dr. Dennis Reginelli has served as an agronomic regional extension specialist for Mississippi State Extension for nearly 40 years.
Yeah, Reginelli is a familiar face to farmers and business people. Our Jory Talley joins us live in the studio with a look at his career and future. Jory?
Although he is retiring from the Extension Service, he's not done working. A new chapter begins next month. The work will still be related to ag, but his day-to-day activities will be a lot different than what he's been doing. Dr. Dennis Reginelli knows agriculture. He's worn several hats in the Extension Service for nearly 35 years. Most of those years, he's worked in Noxubee County.
I believe I've been on every farm in the county. I know every road in the county, and I pretty much know all of the homeowners in the county also. Because when you're a county agent, they call on you. And I was fortunate to have good people in the county to work with, people that really cared about their gardens or their farms or their pastures or their forestry or cattle.
Reginelli started his career in 1985 in Pontotoc. He moved on to Noxubee County in 1991 as an extension agent. He became a regional specialist in 2002.
Noxubee County is a county that many people look up to. Some people will say, let's look at Noxubee County from a corn, cotton, soybean production, because we are successful. We have outstanding growers, we have outstanding yields, and we have top quality producers. So we are looked at as a favorite in the state.
Helping farmers find solutions to problems and make the best decisions is what Reginelli knows best.
What is the economic impact? Can I save some money here? Do I really need to do it? What is going to be the impact? So many times it's a dollar figure that you impact them with. Can I change their variety selection, or can I change some of their management practices?
MSU Extension agent Creighton Coleman says Reginelli has been a mentor to him and other agents across the entire state, and he will miss working with him.
It's been great to see our farmers adapt practices that Dr. Reginelli recommends to help improve their quality of life here in Noxubee County and all over the state of Mississippi.
And with Reginelli's new job as executive director of the Mississippi Soybean Production Board, he will continue to help improve the quality of life all over the state.
I'll still stay in the soybean industry, so I'm not going out totally. I'll be working the entire state, but I'll work from home. I'll be able to set my own agenda in my own schedule, but the main thing is to move the soybean industry forward.
A retirement ceremony will be held tomorrow for Reginelli at the Noxubee County Civic Center.
It is a sultry Wednesday afternoon, almost evening. Temperatures around 90, the heat index in the mid-90s, and we're going to stay this warm, and we also have those storms out there to talk about. More on that after the break.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Well, if you're heading down to the Gulf Coast to the beach this weekend, there will be some storm chances around, upper 80s to mid 80s. Just call it summery weather, so hope for the best, but probably not as blue as that background there all weekend long, but there will be some storms around. Now, recently, there's actually been this Saharan dust. You may have seen some of these hazy conditions locally, not that bad today, but some of the Saharan dust has actually come on in all the way from Africa, and typically that will limit some tropical development in the Atlantic, and right now all quiet. The Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, and the wide open Atlantic, and we will continue to watch some streams of dust blow off Africa and go all the way across the Atlantic. So things look to be fairly stable as far as the tropics are concerned, at least now in the Atlantic. We love to see that. We don't want to have any problems here across the northern Gulf Coast. Now we're looking back to the northwest, a live view with downtown Tupelo and our off-insurance camera. There have been some budding showers back to the northwest, and you can see some of those downpours between Myrtle and New Albany right there along I-22, and also to the northeast of New Albany as well. A few blips up there near Selmer, Tennessee. So we have a few isolated downpours. The bigger concentration of stronger activity up here in northeastern Arkansas, and that complex has produced a near 50-mile-per-hour gust. It is moving east, not south, but the energy associated with that up here in Arkansas, Missouri is going to, what looks like, take a hard right turn and move back down to the south over the next 1 to 2 days. So Futurecast is doing a pretty good job on the activity. Maybe a stray shower or storm a little bit farther east and south as we go throughout the evening hours. Most spots do not see it, and then that goes away. Tomorrow morning for the commute, we should be okay. We'll bubble up the clouds during the course of the afternoon. Notice the chance for some scattered showers and storms. Some of the energy coming on down from the north as well. You can see that maybe dipping back into our region during the evening, and whatever does develop tomorrow during the daytime heating will tend to go away tomorrow night. And some of that energy will continue moving back down to the southwest as well as we get into Friday. So a continuation with the chances for some showers and storms. So here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. This is what you want to know, and not too many changes here. Lows tonight around 70, and really for the next couple of nights around 70. Daytime highs in the lower 90s. The heat index anywhere from the mid to upper 90s. So about typical for this time of year with that daily 30 to 40% chance for rain.
The high school football tour checks in with the Hamilton Lions. The new head coach takes over. More on what to expect from the Lions next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
The high school football tour continues with Region 2-1A. The third stop journeys to Monroe County as we check in on the Hamilton Lions, a program with plenty of history that's starting fresh with a lot of new faces in the upcoming season.
It's been 5 years since the Hamilton Lions saw a winning season. It's been 6 since they saw a playoff berth, and it's been 37 since the Lions have been crowned the 1A state title winners. But 2019 is a brand new season with a new head coach and a new team. This one determined that hard work will begin the road to a winning season.
Many people counted us out. They were right, but we're looking forward to coming back stronger than ever with the new coach. It's going to be difficult, but a lot of things in life are difficult, and we have to strive to make it better.
Hopefully I can come in and try to turn things around and make this program back what it used to be whenever they won 50 games in a row back in the 80s, because I know that Hamilton is a very proud tradition, and hopefully we can get back to that here.
1, 2, 3, win! With 8 seniors returning, first-year head coach Wade Pierce says this team will count a lot on its younger guys, but believes as long as the work starts in the weight room, this Lion squad can find success.
But you know, from the moment that I came in here, you could tell that there's some good football players here. And I think whenever you get that confidence back up that these kids have, I really believe that we're going to be successful here.
It comes from the weight room. Not a lot of people attended workout sessions, and that's what caused us a lot of people injuries, and that was mainly our downfall last year.
A fresh start on the gridiron for this Hamilton squad is the best way to look toward the future.
Start practicing really hard, working out. We're putting in a whole new offense, defense, and we're going to try and tear up the field.
It's getting the kids to believe that they can win. That's the hardest part. And whenever the kids start believing that, that's when the wins come.
The future of Hamilton begins with a matchup to Hatley on August 23rd. Until then, don't count out the Lions.
We may be young, but we're going to be better.
Reporting in Hamilton on the high school football tour, Courtney Robb, WCBI Sports.
60 schools in 60 days with Hamilton High School was brought to you by Holloway's Body Shop and Monroe County Farm Bureau.
For those keeping track at home, here are the upcoming stops on the tour. The 1A state champion Nanawaya Warriors coming up tomorrow. Smithville on Friday, Myrtle on with TCPS. Go over to our Twitter and Facebook accounts at WCBI Endzone to see the schedule in full. The historic season for Mississippi State ace Ethan Small continues. Small adding to the award shelf. The SEC Pitcher of the Year being named the National Pitcher of the Year by the American Baseball Coaches Association. It's the second National Pitcher of the Year honor awarded to Small, who joins Chris Stratton as the only Bulldogs to be tabbed national winners. Small signed a contract with the Brewers Tuesday for $1.8 million after being selected 28th overall in the MLB draft. 65 days away from the beginning of the football season for the SEC, odds makers releasing the projections for the upcoming season. These win totals coming from FanDuel, Alabama, Georgia predicted at 11 wins apiece, followed by Florida and LSU with 9. Mississippi State at 8.5. We'll speed this up, running out of time. Ole Miss projected 5. The best thing is their projections. We'll see what happens in a couple of months. That's it for sports. Last look at weather is next.
Okay, a few downpours here near New Albany, Union County. Some of you may see some rain tonight, but we will all have a chance for more storms and showers going forward.
He ran up here 5 seconds ago.
But you
made
it. I did make it. All right, have a good night, everyone.